wisdom and afflictions stays without a single stain. Okay, so the water on the surface, generally speaking, on the surface the water can be very dirty, but deeper you go, the water is cleaner and cleaner and cleaner. Okay, likewise on the surface with afflictions, anger, agitation, so forth, but deep inside there's a dhatu. Dhatu? Okay, so this dhatu is never tainted by any mental defilement. It's so pure. That is who we are. We are that dhatu. All what we display as a very short-tempered person, angry person, unhappy person, this is just the superficial label, the superficial characteristic. 24. Since Dharmadhatu is not a self, neither women nor men, free from all that could be grasped, how could it be labeled as a self? Now, this dhatu that we are talking about, this dhatu, there are two. What is that? Proliferating Buddha nature and the natural Buddha nature. Okay, so let's say we are seeing the proliferating Buddha nature. Let's say this mind that we have now, we see that this mind has a capacity to grow, proliferate, become cleaner, 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 and it becomes very clean. And then you subject this proliferating Buddha nature to ultimate analysis. What do you see? You see the emptiness of this Buddha nature. You're getting it? You will see the emptiness. In a way, you are seeing the natural Buddha nature. You are seeing the very natural Buddha nature. Okay. So this natural Buddha nature, natural Buddha nature that you are seeing, is it male or female?
No.
Is that self?
No.
Self is a positive phenomena, right? Male, female is positive phenomena. So therefore, it does not have any description as a self, male, female, and so forth. 24. Since the dhatu is not a self, neither women nor men, free from all that could be grasped, right? So your mind is freed. Because there's nothing left there to grasp it, so your mind is freed. Okay. How could it be labeled as self? 25. In all the Dharma that is without desire, you see neither women nor men. Men and women are just taught for guiding those plagued by desire. Okay, let's say do you agree with me that the people around us, that what you can see, we cannot see the mind, but one can see as a person, boys, girls, and so forth, they are nothing but a bunch of atoms. You agree with me or not? 100% sure, right? So this bunch of atoms, if you really look at on that level, the bunch of atoms, do you see boys and girls? No. Okay, but it is our ignorance. It is our ignorance taint our mind to see the bunch of atoms as the boys, as the girls, as young, as old, as whatever, right? So all these are coming from our imputation. From the object, there's nothing really there as this distinction. Okay, so, but then we see things as flower, boys, girls, house, hot, cold, all these things we see. This all because of projection of our own mind. The way we see the water, right? Only with the naked eyes you see the water. With the electron microscope, you see the water's not there. Okay, so this is very important for us. 26. Impermanence, suffering, and empty. These three, they purify the mind. Dharma, unparalleled in purifying the mind, is the emptiness of intrinsic nature. Okay, so we learned this morning, we learned about the four seals. What are the four seals of the Buddha's teaching? What are the four seals? All phenomena are impermanent.
All compounded phenomena.
Not all phenomena, all compounded or all composite phenomena. All composite phenomena are impermanent. What next? What word? All compounded phenomena are the nature of suffering. Okay, not compounded, contaminated. So these distinctions must be made, right? So when we fail to see things very clearly, then people say, oh, in Buddhism everything is permanent. That's not true. In Buddhism everything is suffering. That's not true, right? Only composite things are impermanent. Not all things are impermanent. There are other things which are permanent. Only contaminated things are suffering nature. Uncontaminated things are never suffering nature. It's full of bliss and full of purity and full of joy. Right? Okay. Number third.
All phenomena is in the nature of emptiness.
All phenomena is the nature of emptiness and selflessness. Then number four.
Suffering.
Kamila.
Transcending sorrow.
Transcending sorrow is absolute peace. Transcending sorrow is nirvana, absolute peace. Okay, very good. Now we see that these four seals, we see some here. Impermanence. The first one, all composite things, all compounded things are impermanent. Number one. Number two was that? Suffering. All contaminated things are suffering. Number two. Number three, everything is of the nature of emptiness and selflessness. Empty, right? Okay. These three understanding, these three wisdoms, they will purify the mind. This will purify the mind. But the Dharma unparalleled, more powerful than these three realizations, the Dharma unparalleled in purifying the mind is the wisdom of emptiness of intrinsic nature. Any questions?
These three are usually presented as the three characteristics of samsara, isn't it?
Three?
Characteristics of samsara.
Not really samsara, the suffering.
Suffering.
Yes.
Impermanent suffering and emptiness
Yes.
characteristics of suffering.
Yes. So, what's the question? So what I said is that the wisdom to know impermanence. One, wisdom to know the suffering nature. Two, wisdom to know the empty nature. Three, they are very good. But more powerful than these two wisdoms is the wisdom to see the emptiness of intrinsic nature, pertaining to cleansing the mind of the mental defilements. Any questions?
Isn't that the third one?
Huh?
What's the difference or that one?
Very good. What's the difference between the third one? What's the third one? Empty and the last one, which says unparalleled in purifying the mind, which is the wisdom to see the emptiness of intrinsic reality. What's the difference between these two? Okay, this is very important. You getting it? Okay. Anyone who can, huh?
What is the fourth?
Okay, what's the fourth? Hey, what's the fourth?
No, it's not the fourth, it's a part of the third.
No,
No?
no. So it says that impermanent, suffering, empty, these three, they purify the mind. To the knowledge of these three will purify the mind. But the Dharma which is unparalleled, which means which is superior to these three realizations, is the wisdom which realizes emptiness of intrinsic reality. Emptiness of intrinsic reality. This is the fourth. Wisdom which realizes the emptiness of intrinsic reality is the fourth. So the question is, what's the difference between number four, emptiness of intrinsic reality, and number three, which is emptiness, empty? What's the difference? This question. Anybody who can give the answer? Yes, Deora? Yes.
Just a guess.
Yes.
I think that in the four seals, the emptiness and selflessness, in order to be able to apply to all schools, even the Hinayana, we're talking about selflessness as well. Here we're talking about the emptiness of the higher tenet, which is empty of intrinsic nature, not just selflessness.
Okay.
Just a guess.
Very good. Very good. Anybody else? Anyone? Yes?
Emptiness of the proliferating Dharma nature.
Okay. Emptiness of the proliferating Buddha nature is what?
Is the supreme...
Number four.
Yes,
Number four, what is number three?
Is emptiness, they say, all phenomena that are projected
Yes.
by the mind are
Yes.
empty, and even the mind that projects
Yes, that's fine.
is empty.
No,
That's
so
the
what is
fourth.
number three?
All the
Number four, I
phenomena-
agree with you.
All the phenomena that looks objective to the conventional perception, that's number
So
three. That's
all phenomena to be empty of
Intrinsic
objective appearance. Is what you're saying? So then the number four is the same.
Then, No, it's,
Number 4, number 3 is
it's,
same.
the movie is not true,
No, that's
and the.
so from your side. Number 3 is that the movie is not truly from the screen; it's from the projector. It's empty from the screen. It's
Yes.
empty from the object.
Yes.
So this is actually number 4.
I think maybe the emptiness of intrinsic reality is emptiness of emptiness.
Okay, interesting. Okay, so I would not say yes. No, I would not say no. I would not say no. It is a part. It's a part. But what is number 3? And if you refer to the emptiness of objective existence, number 3. Number 4, emptiness of objective existence, number 4. Then there's not much difference. I would say literally there's no difference in subtlety. One is the emptiness of objective existence. Number 2 is the emptiness of objective existence. These two, in terms of subtlety, there's no difference. Anybody? Difference between number 3 and number 4? Number 4, correct. Your name again, sorry.
Yanai.
Huh?
Yanai.
Yanai. And what Michal said, agree with them. Number 4 is the wisdom to see the emptiness of objective existence. Correct. What is number 3? Huh? Okay.
12 links.
Huh?
12 links, dependent arising. No?
Okay, number 3. Number 3. Let's say that the let's say that the flower. Let's say the flower does not exist objectively. How? If it does exist objectively, okay. How many of you learn about the 4 essentials to establish emptiness? 4 essentials to establish emptiness.
Which is independent, in connection,
Okay, how many learned that? Leorella, you learned that?
imputation.
Leorella, you learned that? So 4 essentials to establish emptiness? Okay, 4 essentials to...
Is the, identify the object of negation, and then this, since it's not one with the object or different of the object, and both.
Very good. Okay, so in fact, how many of you attend the early retreats? What is the retreats? Returns? Punishment? Okay, so we already learned that. That is a very important part, the 4 essentials. Number 1 is essential identifying the object of negation. If you bring back the note, dust it a little bit, do the dusting, and then bring back the note, you'll find it there. Guaranteed it's there. Okay, the essential identifying the object of negation. Essential identifying object of negation is essential understanding the emptiness of the objects being one with its parts. Number 4, essential understanding the emptiness of the objects being different from its parts. Number 3, then number 4, essential understanding the pervasion that anything which is empty or being one with or different from its parts entails the emptiness of objective existence of the object. So these 4 essentials, right? Okay, we're not going to go through them now, right? Okay, 4th one. 4th one of all the 4.
All the 4.
4th one. Okay. Huh?
For me, the first 3, and then for her, the 4th.
Okay, for Shara the first 3, and then for Inbala the 4th one. Okay, first one is identifying the object of. Okay, by the way, these 4 is very important. These 4 very important. I'll just enumerate them. We'll then leave for tea break. Yes. Okay. The 4 essentials to establish emptiness. The reasoning of the 4 essentials to establish emptiness. This is the heading. The reasoning of 4 essentials to establish emptiness. The reasoning for essentials to establish emptiness. Number 1, the essential of identifying the object of negation. Essential of identifying the object of negation. Negation. And don't worry, I'll explain what that is later on. Identifying the object of the essential identifying the object of negation, number one. Number two, the essential of understanding the emptiness. Essential of understanding the emptiness of the objects being one with its parts. Essential of understanding the objects being one with its parts. Essential for understanding the emptiness of the objects being one with its parts. Essential for understanding the emptiness of the objects being one with its parts. Number three. Essential for understanding the emptiness of the objects being different. One different, just replace that. Different from its parts. Essential for understanding the emptiness of the objects being different from its parts. Number four. The essential of understanding the pervasion. Pervasion, P-E-R-V-A-S-I-O-N. Essential of understanding the pervasion that anything which is empty, of being one with, anything which is empty of being one with, or different from its parts. Essential understanding the pervasion that anything which is empty of being one with, or different from its parts, P-A-R-T-S, parts, entails, E-N-T-A-I-L-S, entails the emptiness of objective existence of the object. Okay, essential understanding the pervasion that anything which is empty of being one with its parts or different from its parts entails the emptiness of objective existence of the object. Entail means. Okay, if something is empty of being one with the different from its parts means it means that the object does not exist objectively. You getting it? Okay, tea break.